Hi, I'm Rolls Gracie. I'm a Jiu Jitsu black belt, 5th degree, and I live in New Jersey, and I have my own school there, and I've been doing Jiu Jitsu since I realized I was a human being. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
The honor of Rolls Gracie and what he did.
No, I never thought about doing anything else. I always saw my uncles, my cousins, my grandfather, my great uncle. You know, I always saw them as heroes to me. It was always a great example, and I always wanted to be like them. My first jiu-jitsu memory, it's probably like, I don't even know how old I was, but I wasn't more than 3 years old, running around in my father's academy, while classes going on, until he grabbed me and put like on the ledge that that the school had there for people to put their bags and stuff. So he used to put me, you know, sit on the little ledge, and I had to sit still, stay quiet, you know, so I wouldn't disturb the classes much.
Hello,
Mr. Anderson.
My name is Bob Anderson, and I'm a national champion wrestler in all 3 styles, Greco, freestyle, and Sambo. And I was an Olympic coach, Pan American Games coach, and World Cup coach.
what were your thoughts about watching the short documentary about Bob Anderson and your father for the first time?
It became viral among my friends and my network. I stopped everything I was doing. I started to watch, and it was amazing. Subscribe. You know, I was very pleasantly surprised.
Well, I'm just gonna read the comments, and then I just would like to hear your reaction to it.
Okay.
Why is it Americana and not Americano? Parentheses male. Did Hulse get the last laugh?
Smart ass, no. That's just what they decided to call it. They didn't want to call it the Bob Anderson.
Was there the Americana in Jiu-Jitsu before that? You know, I don't know. You gotta see, like, you know, old books, old training stuff, you know. But what's very common in the Jiu-Jitsu world, especially in Brazil, moves, techniques. They didn't put names in everything, right? So maybe the technique might have existed, but they named after Bob because Bob made it the technique famous. You know, it's very common, like, you know, like the type of guard, like the De La Riva guard. De La Riva guard existed, not the guy De La Riva invented, but he was using so effectively that people, you know, start calling that type of guard after him. You know, and with that, like the Ezekiel move, you know, the Ezekiel was the same thing. It was like a judo guy who used to do that move, and people start calling that Ezekiel. You know what I mean? So definitely Bob Anderson made, you know, if they're calling Americanos, it's definitely after him. But was he the guy who taught them? You know, that I cannot confirm.
My name is Alberto Crane. I'm the first American black belt under the Rolls Gracie lineage. When I first moved to Los Angeles, Bob Anderson was a mentor to me. It's a big honor to be here for this day, this momentous day, 40 years coming, of Rolls Gracie receiving his dad's Sambo Pan American medal from Bob Anderson.
How'd you get so tall?
I don't know, I guess my mother's genes and my father's will to make things bigger, better.
Yeah, I think that was more like it.
Pass that to me.
Like I said, I'm so happy. This was bugging me for years. The first Pan American Games champion for the Gracies. You're named after your dad, and as far as I'm concerned, that's yours to be. Control over, to have, to show off.
Yes, this is gonna be well taken care of and passed down to his grandkids.
All right. Did you get my shirt?
Oh, we got it.
Okay, because if you didn't, I'd be upset. I'd be doing Americana on you.
Oh yeah, I'll help you. You do one side, I do the other.
Okay.
Why did Hulse only want to start from the guard when he had a match with Bob?
Personally, he knew that on my feet I was much better than him, but on the mat he knew he was probably much better than me.
It's tough for me to compare myself to my father because, you know, my father was the man to me, you know, and if I can be like 1/10 of the man he was, you know, I'm already feel that, you know, I've done a lot when it comes to that. But yeah, he was definitely like a thrill seeker, hang gliding, surfing, you know, I don't surf, but I snowboard. I don't hang glide, but I skydive. You know how like in Sparta, like if they kid you a little bit like monkey, they threw off the cliff? If you're born in my family, you say, I don't want to do jiu-jitsu, we throw you off the cliff. You know? Something like that. The Barra Gracie lineage, it comes from my father's gym. When my father passed, my uncle, Carlos Gracie Jr., he took over the school. And yeah, and eventually he moved to Barra, and then he founded Gracie Barra there. He was my father's black belt, so after my father died, two great powerhouses were born, like, you know, Gracie Barra and Alliance.
Bob, what do you think about seeing the Gracie name everywhere nowadays? Would you have ever thought that when you first came across the Gracies?
No, I would not have thought I would see it everywhere. It was amazing. I think it's pretty much the honor of Rolls Gracie and what he did and what he started and was open to that really started the expansion of the whole Gracie family, I think.
My father was an example of, you know, my father really like walked the talk, and I feel the same way. You know, I feel that you gotta lead by example, and I feel that like I'm a role model for, you know, my students, for people, for the younger generation.
Someone here said, I don't think the Gracies will accept that medal.
Wrong.
I feel very honored to get the medal from Bob, because this is probably like the last medal and only medal that my father had, because I remember playing with a box of my father's medals after he passed. And at the time I was a kid, 3, 4, 5 years old, my brother and I. So you kids, you don't know better. You play with it, you mess with it, you lose it. I don't know what happened to those, but this one, it has a special place. You know, this one's gotta be locked in, like, you know, with 7 keys and passed down to his grandchildren.
Thanks for watching the Bob Anderson Rolls Gracie Part 2 video. Make sure and check out Part 1 if you haven't already, and subscribe below if you like the content.